Hello, gorgeous people. My name is Hajara Piton, and I am the head coach at The Audacity to Soar. At The Audacity to Soar, we're passionate about women and wealth. So we help women create wealth using their skills, talents, experiences, and income. Yes, that's what we do, and we love it. So I wanted to tell you that we have spaces open for CEO intensives. CEO intensives are like your VIP days where you book a session with me, a strategy session, and we sit down for between 4, 6, or 8 hours, depending on what you've booked, and we deal with specific problems concerning your business. Or we map out how to achieve certain wins that you want your business to achieve. A VIP intensive or CEO intensive is not a coaching session. It is actually more of a strategy session. Before you book a session, or when you've booked a session, you get a questionnaire. You would have highlighted what the major problems of your business are. You would say, this is the one problem that if I solve would change the trajectory of my business. And that's the problem I want to solve with you when we come and sit for 4 to 6 hours. I then bring my expertise, I bring my knowledge, and we sit together, we brainstorm it, we look at possible scenarios, if-then scenarios, if we do this, then this, what are the risks involved, what are the action plans? We have the 4-hour session, 6-hour session, 8-hour session where we discuss this. We then come up with a strategy map. This is the direction I will go with an execution plan, and then we agree milestones for your accountability so that by X number of weeks we've done this, X number of this, we've put this in place, we've put everything in place to close the gap between where we currently are and where we want to go. That's what the CEO intensives are. They're intensive strategy sessions where you sit with me and we look through your problem or look at the solution you're trying to achieve, and we, map out a way to get there. Now, we've offered this in the past. I have usually just called them VIP days, but I'm calling them CEO intensives now because I realized from past experience that the people who really do great with this kind of sessions are people who already have something going. They're already doing their businesses, they're already executing, they're already, achieving results, and they're thinking, how can I go higher? So they're not slow in executing, they're quick. They take action as we agree. They're accountable. They really want to do this, and so those are the kind of people that I want to work with at the CEO intensives. Some people who have worked with us in the past, so some examples of people who have worked with us in the past includes a very popular media influencer who teaches women about relationships. And one of the things we did, we had a session with him where we discussed what the possibilities are. Could there be a Netflix show? This large number of people he was sitting with on his Instagram page, could he create a coaching program around them? What could we do with what he was already doing? At the end of this session, he left ignited, and it's been, I think, barely 6 months to a year, and he's made a massive amount of income and a massive amount of impact because he ran with what we discussed. Another lady who we've worked with in the past was a high-flying executive in the banking sector who was saying, as a brand, remember that as an individual in your office, you're a brand. As a brand, what could she do to increase her value? Because she had a certain job in the national arena that she was looking forward to occupying. We discussed things like her personal brand strategy. We discussed where she needed to be seen for visibility, conferences she had to attend in person, newspapers she had to be interviewed in, list of 100, list of 50, where does she need to be put? International and local, where does she need to be speaking? What is she doing with her LinkedIn? Who does she need to network with? And we mapped out a strategy for all of that, including her imaging. We discussed all of that. I'm happy to say, also with that client, within a year, she was in that position that she wanted to occupy in a public parastatal in Nigeria. Right? So these sessions are intense. They're brilliant. They're for people who really want to work. Therefore, on those days, nobody else is on my calendar. It's just you. And we're spending hours with you thinking through your business, through your strategy, through the path that you want to go to succeed. So CEO intensives are now open. Send me a DM to book a CEO intensive. Because we're officially launching this as a product, we have a special pricing for the month of March. If you book in March and secure that pricing, you can actually have the session later. However, that pricing only exists for the month of March because I know my value. I am a lawyer. I know my value. I've worked for 21 years. I worked with a law firm that was involved in the first public infrastructure to be built under a public-private partnership infrastructure model in Nigeria. I worked with the House of Representatives to look at the oil and gas sector and to look at the bills or the laws now. There were bills then that guided the sector in Nigeria. I've worked in the $16 billion LNG project where I was the requirements manager, meaning what does it take to achieve this project. I've worked as the general counsel of a company in the EPC space, engineering, procurement, and construction, with 14 entities around the world in different jurisdictions. So what I bring to the table when I sit with you is a strong understanding of not only strategy, but of execution. How do we get from where we are in our thought to where we're going to achieve this? I also bring to the table intelligence, the ability to look at your problem and see through to the end of it and say, this is what it takes to get there. I bring to the table the ability to actually then discuss it with you, knowing the kind of person that you are and your abilities and how you execute, because we're each unique individuals. So we sit with you to understand what makes you tick, what drives you, and how we can get you to actually implement what you've heard, what you've thought of, and what you're wanting to achieve. If you're looking to achieve great things in 2024, because people, don't be deceived by the fact that, there's talks of recession and all of that all over the place. It is in this time that the most millionaires are made. It is in this time that the people who are going to be most successful will be successful. It is in this time that you don't stop planting. So start planting, book a CEO session, a CEO intensive, and let's get to it.